Hi and welcome to Leah's Handmade Crafts. It's Friday the 8th of August and it's currently 20 past 2 in the afternoon here in Sydney. It's a really windy, blustery day. We've had what I consider a reasonably mildish sort of winter, particularly the last couple of weeks. It's been almost spring-like weather, but today and tomorrow are blustery, blizzard-like conditions in parts of New South Wales, but blustery the rest of the state. And let me tell you, it is cold out there. So I'm inside making a video to stay nice and warm. So today's video is in two parts. It's a magazine review, and also I ordered on Afterpay some yarn to finish off some projects, so I shall show you that because that's arrived today. So the first of my magazines today is Inside Magazine, and with it came these wonderful blocking pins, and this is the magazine. Isn't that a pretty shawl? I really like the new layout of Inside Magazine. It's quite flash and professional looking, and I shall show you if you haven't seen it. Now this is the spring version. This is spring in the UK season, so that tells you how far behind we are because they're in summer and we're just getting the spring version. So there's the contents page and a really nice layout of everything that's in it, so you can go straight to the page. Really love it. There's a section called In the Loop, which is basically little sections telling you little bits and bit pieces about what's coming up. There's a diary section that tells you when all of the different shows are on, and that goes over a couple of pages. There's a wonderful one called Spring Petals and little flowers that can be made with the yarn. Then there's a little bit more of In the Loop. Then there's a section on books, different books that are available and different yarn stores. And then we start, and that will not be edited out. Then there's a section on brides and grooms, and a pattern for the bride and the groom. How gorgeous is that? So you can make a little bride or groom for a bride and groom special day. So that's the patterns. And then there's one that's called The Wonderful World of Lydia Tressette, and it's it's a story on I'm really having a really bad day with my words today. The designer, she does amigurumi, and she has a real passion apparently for amigurumi. So this is a story about her and her designing and making and how she's come to be where she is. And then we have The Look of Love. Now, isn't that an absolutely gorgeous shawl? Just something to keep, you know, the chill off on a summer's evening or a spring evening. And then there's this top. I love that top. I think I might make that top. And then that lovely wrap. That is really elegant, that. Now, I'm not a fan of tassels, but I think they quite look nice on that. I just don't like tassels because I think once you wash and use them, they just get really ratty. Something blue cardigan. That is really pretty. I might make that with some of my cotton that I've received. And then there's Coming Up Roses top. That's a bit different. And then there's a couple of wraps and a top. So there's the Amore cardigan and the bouquet shawl. And so these are all patterns that are now in this next section. There's a section called Think Pink. I just really like the layout of this. It's just really, really pretty. I'll just flish through and get to the pattern. So we're now at the pattern. So this is the roses, coming up roses top. Just the way it's all laid out, it's just very professional. I really like it. And then you've got the Amore cardigan, which has little filet hearts. That is really pretty. I'm not really into filet, but I do like the look of that. That's quite pretty. Oh, this has got an interesting back. Now, this is the Spring Fling sweater, the one I said I'd really like. That's the front. This is the back. Oh, I love that. That would be gorgeous in the blues. So I might do the nested blues and then do the dark blue. That is really pretty. I really, really like that. And then there's one called Flora Bunting. Oh, so that's the top again. Then there's Flora Bunting. The something blue cardigan. That's just really elegant. I love that. That goes, and that's the back of it. It's just really, really pretty. And then this is the Gossipum. And I know I'm balling that one up. Gossipum lace wrap. Anyway, this is the wrap, and it is just so pretty. But when you look at that graph, it's so easy, and yet it looks so elegant. And I have a lovely top that would go very nicely with that. Then there's the Marley bucket hat. The Eggshell Clutch, and this is absolutely gorgeous. I would make that. That'd be nice just for a night out with the girls. Absolutely gorgeous. The bouquet shawl, not quite my thing, but I'm sure that someone I know would love one. But it's a bit too fussy for my liking. There's the Camo Girl blanket, and I love that. That's gorgeous. And then we've got Errata. And that's that top. Oh, so this is corrections from another issue. So this is another issue. There was a top. There was. Please excuse me. Okay. So then there's a floor bunny. If only I had small children still. But then again, I'm glad I don't have small children still, because I'm way past that. The next chapter of my life will be grandchildren, but that's not for a while yet. Then there's posy jars. So there's little jar cozies, and then there's also little flower posies. How pretty are they? something different. Couple of ads, and add to subscribed. So then we come to Candy Flowers blanket. It's quite dainty and petite, isn't it? Cushions of Love. Lots of Love cushion cover. That's pretty. And that's the back. A doily basket. I'll tell you a funny story. Many years ago when I was learning to crochet, I was making doilies. And I was so proud of myself, I made this doily for my grandmother. And instead of laying flat, it actually shaped like a tulip. Totally unintentionally. But it was so gorgeous, and you used to put a vase in the middle of it and it looked like there was a flower underneath as well. Absolutely beautiful. I still have it somewhere today, I don't know where. But yes, very unintentional, and all because I crocheted a bit too tight. Spring Petals garland. So yes, that was 8-year-old me. A long time ago. Then we have lots of Love is Love rainbow wall hanging. A precious pinafore, and it really is precious. And then we go into the yarn market, which is where the ads are. And then telling us about next month's magazine and how to crochet, just the little blurb from the editor. And then we go into the stitches. So that's Inside Crochet Magazine, and you got those wonderful pins with them. So that's that. I also, my local newsagent knows I like to sew, and so whenever the sewing magazines are finished, she puts aside the patterns for me. And so she gave me this wonderful pattern, which I'm really quite looking forward to making something out of. And these, aren't these gorgeous? Could definitely make some of those for summer and quite enjoy making them while I'm at it. So that's those. They're my next patterns. And my next magazine was Crochet Now. And it came with, no, Gus, buddy dog. It came with Fairy Tale Crochet Collection. And so it's all baby patterns. Look, to be honest with you, they're not something that I would make. There's a lot of amigurumi in them. For little ones, George the Dragon, and there's a fairy tale, and then there's a cute little jumper, stripes jumper, and then there's a mermaid blanket. If there's someone that would like this magazine, if you want to give me, put a message down below. I'm happy to post this to whomever. It's not something that I would use, because I'm really not into crocheting for little people, other than the beanies and the bonnets. The beanies and the blankets, but they're for charity. So anyone who's interested in that, send me a message via my email down below, and I will organise to send that out to you. And it will be first in best dressed. Then there's exclusive patterns from Crochet Now, the Magic Roundabout, and there's two characters from that. I don't know, Florence and Ermintrude. I don't know how to say it, but anyway. So there's two patterns for that and how to make that. And then there's the Crochet Now magazine. And that has some absolutely lovely patterns in it. We've got the contents pages. So as you can see, there's quite a wide selection of things to crochet. There's a little elf. Booties look interesting. They've got the news section, which tells you all about different yarns that are coming out and different bits and bobs. And ads and show us your make. So there's a show us your make. So you make something from one of the magazines and you send a photo in and you can win a prize. Okay, so the first one is the Santiago chevron blanket. It's made in a chunky yarn. The next one is the Haddon jumper. So you can make it plain like that, or you can spice it up a bit and do that with it. I'm not quite sure which one I prefer, but I quite like both. And then there's festival earrings, which I shall definitely be making some of and giving them to my daughter. But I'd also wear them myself, to be honest with you. Quite like those. And then there's the Merida shawl. That's pretty. And it does say block once you've finished to open up the lacy stitches. And then you have the Harlequin Travel Rucksack. Now, I'm not really good at colour work like this, but I'm tempted to give it a try. And then there's Rowan Designer Competition. So there's a competition that you can enter, but obviously I can't because the magazine's come out a bit too late for me. And then there's a thing on, you know, inside the Crochet Now magazine and subscribing to it. Designer sketchbook. And the designer today is Irene Strange. And she makes a happy little sloth. And on the next page over is the pattern for a happy little sloth. Now, I will be making the happy little sloth and I will be gifting him to my son, who loves sloths. And it's made in with cotton, so that's even better. And then there's the Moroccan tile blanket. That's absolutely gorgeous. I love that. And that's the blanket in its whole entirety. How nice is that? And then you've got Gordon the Gecko. He's quite colourful and cute, isn't he? There's an ad for the Crochet Society boxes with Bella Coco. You can save 25%, join for as little as £14.99 per box plus delivery. Oh no, that includes delivery. So there you go, you get a 25% discount. Then there's a crochet along, which as I said to you is lovely, but I don't do crochet alongs as they're happening because I don't need that stress and pressure in my life. So if I feel so inclined, I come back and make them later. Then there's Travel with Style, and there's different crochet things that you can do, or crochet related things you can do to travel. The Tulisse wrap. That is really pretty. I really like that. Now I love this. This is Tunisian crochet. Now I've never tried Tunisian crochet, but I'm tempted to try it to make these. So I may do a crash course on Tunisian crochet just so I can make these, because I really like those, and I would put felt on the inside, if just for extra warmth and for softness. Then there's Kerry's Journal. Every month there's a thing in Kerry's Journal, and it's a little bit more about Kerry. And then there's a masterclass, stitch masterclass, and it's called Daisy Lace. Now, this is really pretty. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So I shall definitely be trying that one out. There's the Kent cloth inspired blanket. I'm not quite sure what that is, but that's the Kent. I'm not sure whether the E is pronounced or not. I'm not quite sure. But it's a Garner's beautiful Kente cloth, so that's quite pretty. And this is the layout guide. Now, there's a thing here. Kente cloth is traditionally a type of silk cotton fabric made of woven cloth strips that is native to Ghana and is deeply intertwined with the history of the Ashanti Nation. The Ashanti Nation. The word Kente comes from the word Kenton, which means basket in Akan or Ashanti dialect. Kente cloth was originally associated with the Ashanti royalty, and today Kente cloth is made in a variety of fabrics, making it affordable for the wider population. Traditionally, the colours used within the cloth have specific meanings and attributes, and you can read more about Kente cloth at www.ultimatehistoryproject.com and www.csdt.rpi.edu. So there you go, you learn a new thing every day. And then there's discounts and giveaways, which again, I can get the discounts but not the giveaways. The book club. The peaceful cushion cover. That's really pretty. And then we've got Hello to Blossom Crochet. So Blossom Crochet is on YouTube, and they do a little bit of an introduction to her. And excuse me, I've got a rough bit on my nail and it's really, there we go. So they interview Blossom Crochet and they tell you all about her different designs and things. So there you go. Then we've got the Whirly Modern Baby Blanket, and this is one of her blankets. It's quite nice. Trio of planters, and they've got, you can pop those in your planters. They're really pretty. Makes for a really funky little set of planters. Sorbet beanie, I really like this. That's right up my alley. So I shall definitely be trying that one. And then you've got different ads for different magazines. Accessory chunky cowl, that's very chunky. Champions of Crochet, we find out more about Knit Pro's commitment and promises to diversity and inclusion. So it's a story about Knit Pro, and they employ over 900 people. And then there's the ice cream cushion. bit different. And then we go to the shop local and the notice board. And then your knitting and crochet magazine, which has Bella Coco. There's always a Bella Coco pattern and stitch tutorial. And then they've got the how-to guide. So that's this month's Crochet Now magazine. There's some awesome patterns in there. This is dragging out a bit long, but I do apologise. My next part of the video, excuse me for a minute, is sharing my package from Mean Mothers Creations. I love Mean Mothers Creations. They're an Australian distributor of American yarns, and they are just the loveliest girls. They just can't help but be helpful. So if you live in Australia or New Zealand and you would like to know, like to have American yarns distributed to you, if you contact Mean Mothers or go onto the Mean Mothers Creations website, you will find everything that you need for American yarns, and they do deliver to New Zealand. They're just awesome, the girls. I just can't speak highly enough of them. Actually, just hold on for a sec. I received a card in the box, a really lovely card, thanking me for always shopping with them and supporting them. Now, I had ordered some baby blanket yarn, but they couldn't get it for me in the 100 gram ball, so they gave me a 300 gram ball. God bless them. So I'll show you what I ordered. I ordered Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver in the colour Flamingo Red. No, it's not. It's Shocking Pink. Flamingo Red. I'm doing well. Shocking Pink. Now, the reason for this is I'm making a shawl for my mother, and I was one ball short. So this is for you, Ma. Love the colour. Then my obsession with Simply Soft continues. I have Soft Pink. So this is Karen Simply Soft. It's a medium 4. It's a 5mm hook, and it's machine washable and dryable. And living in a flat, as I've said often, a machine washable and dryable yarn is really important. I love it. So, and it really does wash up and dry up beautifully. So we've also got Baby Sunshine. So these are so I can make more bonnets and blankets. And I'll just grab it. I've been pattern testing for Karen from KB Fibres a blanket that she's written up, and this is the blanket. It is just so lovely, but I ran out of yarn, so I had to order some more, and that was no hardship because I love Rose Garden. It's one of my favourite colours in the Simply Soft range. This is Karen Simply Soft Paints, and it's Rose Garden, and look how pretty that is. And you can see how nice it makes up. The colour pooling is just gorgeous, simply gorgeous. So I can't wait to finish that now. So that's that. And then I also ordered more of the Funny Boy and the Baby Brights, because they always come out nicely. I mean, look how nice that all looks together. So that'll be some blankets, those three there together. And then, because I haven't had it before and I just love the colour, I ordered some robin egg. So that would go nicely with this. So my thinking was to mix and match a little bit. And then I've never tried the baby blanket, the Bernay baby blanket, but now I've got it. Now, I can't remember how much it was. As I said, I pay for all of this on Afterpay. It just makes life much easier, and I can pay it a little bit at a time over a period of weeks. So I don't notice it so much. It's the only way that I buy yarn. So I bought 3 balls of that, and then I received, this is the 300 gram ball in the Benet baby blanket in the Little Boy Dove. So I had ordered one ball of the Little Boy Dove in the 100, and they've given me this because they didn't have it. So that was awesome. So I'm looking forward to making the blankets out of these. I've not used this sort of yarn before, so it'll be interesting to see how I go. But that's my stash from Mean Mother's Creations. As I said, I love the girls from Mean Mother's Creations. They are so helpful, and they just cannot do enough to help you. They are just the most gorgeous, gorgeous souls. So if you're ever looking for yarn and you're in Australia and New Zealand and you really want to try American style yarns, go to my link below, Mean Mother's Creations, and you will get simply superior service. You'll get your order within 3 weeks, and you can zip pay it, you can afterpay it, you can PayPal it, you can pay it however you like. They have numerous options. But that's me now. I think we've gone long enough. So, yeah. I hope you have some crafty crocheting fun. Let me know what's on your hook down below. I love to hear from my subscribers. I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm at 491. I'm only 9 away from the big 500, which is just awesome. I mean, I've only been doing this since the 6th of March, and I'm blown away that I've got so many people in such a short time. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this mad journey. And I hope that you enjoy being a part of my mad clan. And until next time, keep crocheting, keep crafting, have fun, and God bless.